Okay, welcome to my channel, or welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, welcome. Today we're here at the Kingston Pioneer Cemetery. Today is the 5th of March 2025, and as you can see, it's still pretty windy. I had a bit of a technical issue with my mic, so I'm recording as I'm watching the video. For some reason, my mic stopped working as soon as I walked into the cemetery. So take that for what it is. It was working about 10 minutes beforehand, working perfectly. And then as soon as I walked in here into the cemetery, my mic stopped. It it was still on, still working. So I don't know. Maybe some ghosts were playing around with it. Who knows? Right. So, the cemetery is the final resting place of um, some of the non-European settlers in the area. The cemetery includes graves from Charles and Harriet Kingston, which is this one coming up now. And yes, it is named after, the suburb is named after them. So Charles died on the 27th of May 1904, and he was 73 at the time he died, whereas Harriet was 78 when she died, and she died on the 31st of October 1911. The cemetery was listed as a Queensland Heritage Register in 2000. It's heritage listed. No one knows exactly when it was a cemetery, but they reckon the first person to be buried here was in 1896, which was Francis Armstrong, which will be coming up to his grave very soon. Some of them are really hard to see, and in between the gaps there could be unmarked. There's two already unmarked graves here. Those two there. That one was hard to see as well. Couldn't quite make out there, and I wasn't quite comfortable enough to go down in between them, so I came up and around. So we're going to go up and around here. This one here coming up is Francis Armstrong, and he was the first one to be buried here. Interesting tombstone, but yeah. This next one is John and Emily Mayers. John died on the 10th of June 1908, and when he died, Emily married his brother Richard, and they actually moved up to Mooloolaba. But following her death, she was brought back down here to be buried next to John. So they had a love story, and they came back together in the end. The true love story, which is nice. So, and they're actually got it's the mayor's cottage that's nearby. They've done a house up to what it used to look like. They had a plantation. It's pretty well done up. I will be going to that in the next couple of weeks or so. So they're actually who lived there. An interesting backstory of the house as well. The last person to be buried was in 1941, but I'm not sure who that was. Didn't really give a date. Alright, this person here is Francis Augustus Augusta Trench, and he died in July 14th, 1900, I think. Can't really make out. He was 30 years old when he died, and there's a couple of unmarked graves, so there could be. Sorry about that. There could be unmarked graves in there as well. Well, there could be people buried there without anything. You've got this one here that looks like could be buried two people in there with a wrought iron fencing around it. So we're going to go back up and around. It's a small cemetery, but it's a pioneer one. So the people that I mentioned were part of how Queensland and Brisbane were helped build the town to what it is. Interesting backstories with John. You could look him up, have get a better idea of what he's like. Cemeteries are cemeteries are not just for the morbid. An old burial ground can be a mine of historic information, a haven of tranquility in the midst of a busy city. So don't look at them as, oh, they're so morbid and that. Look at it as an education and a look into the past. It's who made the land, how they built the land. I know this is a short video, but I hope you enjoy it. Give it a thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel as it would help out a lot. As far as the cyclone goes, be safe. Check on your neighbours. Check on your relatives. See if they need any help, and not just before the cyclone, but also afterwards, because there's going to be a lot of damage done to it. If you're in those areas that the cyclone's heading for, make sure you got your property all up, tidied up, things packed away, things away from like the bottom level, or just look after yourselves, look after your family and your friends if you have any. Just be careful and be safe. And for those who have subscribed to me, thank you very much. I do appreciate that. I'm just going to close off for now. So be safe, be kind, and I will see you in the next video. Goodbye.